So when I met my ex-husband, he had been a young immigrant to New Zealand. He started from nothing. He came from a very conflicted place. His parents were Irish, so his mom was orange and his mom was green and his dad was orange. It's a no go. So his father's family tried, his mother's family tried, no, her father's family tried to shoot his father because it was a sacrilege to mix Protestant and Catholic. So they had to move and go and live elsewhere. And so he understood. And then when he was a child, his father went to war. He understood the concept of war. He was a young immigrant. He went through a lot of stuff emotionally that I went through in different settings, in different time zones, but the same experiences. Coming here at very young age on his own, jumping ship. Um, so him and I really gelled and connected. Although there was, he was much older than me, but it just worked. We were like, whoa, you know, um, we get each other, and that to me was my digging gold.
Yeah. So this is your are you still legally married? You broke
Oh
up
no,
or
no,
no, you
we
divorced.
divorced because it was actually amicable. At the time, like for a couple of years, we were discussing that. I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna want to have children, so we can adopt or get a donor, etc. And he was firmly against that, and he told me that.
Because he already had adult kids,
Yeah,
or he
yeah,
just
yeah. He
didn't want
was
to do it
like, oh,
again.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, fine. And so anyway, it took kind of a couple of years, and we were like, even when I had my first child, we were still living together. So we were very open about the process,
Yeah.
what happened, and we are still best friends. I see him, a couple of times a week.
Yeah. So
Great friends.
this is James Kirkpatrick, who's
Yes,
43 years old. So he's how old now? Like 93.
yes.
93. So when you got together, you were
26, I think.
26, and so he was 20, 40, like early 70s.
No, I think
Like,
69
right.
or something. Yeah.
Right. And you just like attracted to the intellect.
Yeah, yeah, it was that. It was that. We just, had so much to talk about, and he was so charming. Um, we had lots of friends in common. That's how I met him. And he originally told me and my sister that he was doing some project in Otahu, I think, or something, and he wanted our help because at the time, we studied architecture, so and that was he was a developer, and then he gave a project, I think, to do his offices or something like that. So it was kind of a gradual thing, and he just one time out of the blue he was like, oh, introduced me to some of his friends as my fiance, and I was like, what the like it was just funny. It was
Yeah, yeah.
and it kind of was never about kind of lost, and it wasn't. Our friendship, it was full of respect. Our age difference was a lot. He was going through some stuff at the time, and it just worked. It was more like a sort of a great friendship that sort of got the marriage stamp on it.
So it was a great friendship, and you connected on an intellectual level, but it must have been nice to know he was rich as well.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, but
Like just for the security aspect, if nothing else.
you, to be fair, it's the people might look at it funny way, but when a person comes from nothing and achieves what he had achieved, it is, you just develop this respect and like, wow, um, it's the same as like some of these like scientists or people that you look that they've created something. They don't have much money, but intellectually they're like, wow, you know, you've achieved this. And you know, they've got like professors, penniless professors who are, you know, all these young girls fall in love with them. It's kind of like that. The fact that he had managed to do so many terrible jobs and, you know, live in such poverty, yet get himself there. That was so admirable.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a turn on, isn't it? Someone that's that driven.
Who's not to fall in love with that? You know?
So you got married. What was the judgment like? There must have been a lot of judgment from a lot of people. Did that hurt or not really? Or did
No, I didn't care.
Yeah,
he didn't care. Yeah, it was like.
Cause my partner, my girlfriend at the moment, she's 21 years younger than me, and
right.
yeah, we get a lot of that. You know, you do, and it's
but I don't understand, It's just people are, you know, if you go and marry a handsome rich prince, oh my God, you've done so well. It's like what the? And then he goes and has affairs and dumps you.
Yeah.
2 minutes later, and then, why is it that we celebrate people who go after like this crazy package that has been promoted in, I don't know, Disneyland or Hollywood?
It is. It's Disney movies.
People, oh, this person has to be certain height and looks like this and a certain age and body like this and this much, a nice car or whatever. Oh my God, what a great girl. We go and celebrate people who go for the cliche of Hollywood and Disney bullshit, the prince and princess story, and oh, people cry over it. Oh my God, she married this prince. And then people who go and marry whoever they want, you know, old or young or whatever. Who cares? So should you go and criticize somebody who marries a billionaire who is young and handsome also? Should you call them a gold digger?
Well, yeah, it's no different, is it?
Well,
It's
you know?
no different. And obviously, you know, if you're just in it for the money, there's no way you're going to be married for 15 years, let alone break up and still be
best friend, like
best friends.
knows.
Yeah.
You know, he loves the kids. He loves my partner. We're best friends. He's extremely supportive. You know, he spent a couple of months last Christmas with us, you know, up north. There is no, you know, he doesn't have an issue. And people are like, oh, you know, it's like, he doesn't have an issue. I don't have an issue. What is it to you?
I love that. How's his health now? Is he okay?
He's okay.
Yeah.
He goes to work.
Right, does he?
Yeah, he goes to work.
Jeez, that's great. In your 90s, it's you're in Sniper's Alley, aren't you?
But he's not a normal person.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's just always been, you know, with the amount of wealth he has, he lives so moderately. You know, he's not a kind of a guy who
Not
goes
flashy.
to work to make money,
Yeah.
to flash and buy this and that, and you know, he goes to work because he believes in productivity. He believes in what he does, and you know, hardly ever you come across people like that.
But in a funny way, that's probably what's kept him fit and healthy
Yes.
and vital. I mean, you stop work at 50, 60, 70, whatever, and then what happens? If that's all you know, then it's almost like you've lost that purpose, that reason to wake up in the
He always
morning.
used to say, the day I stop working, I'll die.
Yeah.
You know, because to him, even like nowadays they deliver for him, but like when he used to go and supermarket and shop, he used to like be worried about 2 cents more and 2 cents less. You know?
Was that just a hangover from his like Povo upbringing?
No,
His early years?
No, it's just him.
Right.
You know,
He's just a tight ass.
It's not. He looks at it as value.
Right.
He doesn't believe in wastage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's awesome. So, and how hard is it when you broke up after 15 years? You said it was amicable, but was it?
It was on the cards. We had
Yeah.
talked about it. It wasn't public. You know. It wasn't. We are still, you know, the same. Nothing has changed. You know, from the day I met him to now, nothing really has changed. I see him less because we're not living together. That's basically it. But other than that, nothing really has changed.
So I think it was around probably this time, putting a timestamp on the conversation, where you were married to James, that you became like a socialite. Like I just moved up to Auckland from Palmerston North.
What year was that?
Like in the early 2000s.
Right.
And it's every weekend there's the Herald on Sunday, and they had a section called Spy. Ricardo Simic does it now, but I think it was this lady called Bridget Saunders.
Yes, yeah. I
And
remember.
you were like in the paper every weekend.
Yeah.
Always going out to things.
Sure. And it
Why was there so much interest in you?
You know, it's funny because people misunderstood the situation. People were like, "Oh, you're looking for exposure and fame." I'm like, for what? What happened is that because, and before that, James didn't really have a public profile. It was quite, but I think putting him and me together, all of a sudden it was just this novel. In Europe, young women marry old men all the time. In Middle East, they marry all the time. Nobody cares. But in here, it was like, oh. So it was, to them, it was very intriguing. And, you know, they started picking on me. They started, you know, writing in gossip columns before even I, you know, oh, James and has married this Gilda. And so what I did was like, well, there is no shame. I'm not going to hide from this. Do you want a picture? You come and take a picture. You know, if it's a freak show, come. I'm the freak. Take the picture.